Right now on the phone with me, we got Locc from Highland Place Mobsters. Welcome to the Time Machine, Locc.
What's happening? What's happening? It's Big Locc, the original Highland Place Mobster, a.k.a. the last Capone. How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good, man. It feels good to finally be back on the air because I was telling the people this is my first show that I've done in 10 months since May, since I last graduated.
Okay, that's what it is. That's what it is. How's it doing over there?
Man, it's going good, man. You know, it just feels great to be back home. So we're going to go ahead and get this interview started. Now,
Right.
how did you get influenced into the music business?
Well, actually, I come from a long line of people that's always been musically inclined. And as a matter of fact, back in the day, my grandfather, God rest his soul, he used to run with James Brown and his band and stuff like that. Actually, he used to play in the band. So growing up, I was influenced by all that because we'd be in the house and it'd be instruments, the drums, what have you, guitar laying around after they came off the road and stuff like that. So music is in our veins, bro. So, I just ran with it. Always been a fan of music. And it ain't gonna never go nowhere. It's just how you do it. You just gotta campaign and maintain. If it's in you, it's gonna stay in you, no matter what.
Right. So since you were a little tight, you were banging on pots and pans and the whole nine.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Man, I love it all. If it sounds good to me and it's making some noise, man, I'm gonna bang it. I don't care what it is.
Okay. And now, how did you end up getting into Highland Place Mobsters?
Well, actually, I was doing my thing in Cali, man. I moved away from some situations, and I still kept with it. But my uncle, which is well known as Dallas Austin, he always kept in touch with me, no matter what he was working on. Even way back in the day before he is the man he is now. He had things going on, and he always kept in touch because he knew that was my passion. So he came across the deal with LaFace, L.A. Reid and Babyface with the whole TLC thing, and a little bit before that, he was working on another Bad Creation, but he kept me in mind. So what he did, he got the deal from LaFace to do the TLC project, and in that deal, it was like he was able to. They gave him choices. You produce this album, then you can come out and do your own thing. So he kept me in mind, and we had the other two cats that's in the group, Chip and Boo Boo. Big ups to them. He put us all together. Flew me out from Cali, actually, you know what I mean? I started staying in the A, and that house, Highland Place, you know what I'm saying? That's actually a real house in Decatur, Georgia, you know what I'm saying? So if you've been there, you know what I'm saying, you know who I am, people know who I am. They've been to that house. That's a real landmark for us. So it just took off from there, you know what I mean? I came up with the name, because I was always on that, that G material. So I just, kind of threw the mobsters on there because we was in the house. That's a real street, you know what I mean? So it took off from there, man, and we got it in. I was blessed to show what I can do, a little something, and bring my part to the table. And I appreciate all my peoples, all my fans that kept up with that, because actually not too long ago, man, I was, shocked and also thrilled at the same time to see people still keeping up with that, because you can go on YouTube right now and you can hear the whole album, and they still got the videos up there. So, I'm loving that.
Right. So what was it like for you coming out from Cali to Atlanta when Atlanta was just getting ready to take off and make a name for themselves on the musical map?
Well, it felt good knowing that I had something actually to do with that, because when, like you said, it was really, the A wasn't really doing too much. They was doing their thing, but they wasn't getting the exposure that they needed, because I was back and forth from Cali to the A, since I was a kid. So I remember the MC Shadi's and, the Kilos and things like that, and people coming out and stuff, doing their thing. But the way we brung it was totally different. We was way before our time. It was a little mixture of what was already there. We just had more exposure because we was with a major label. Who's not gonna hear a LaFace album? Whoever they bring out the camp. So, just being a part of that, man, it made me feel good. Plus, like I said, people still, they still bang that album to this day like it was brand new. Because if you pay attention to the album, a lot of cats that came out after the album, because we didn't get the promotion we deserved, they just ran with a lot of our styles because we set that for them. You know what I mean? Wasn't too many people running around like we was running around doing what we do. You know, I was the first cat even, you know, bringing that whole little, that G style, you know, mixed with the R&B and whatever. Wasn't nobody else doing that. And I started seeing people doing that. It made me feel good. First I was kind of offended, but then you know, because like I said, our shot was what it was. But, you know, the people that ran with it, I took that in and I soaked it in. I'm like, okay, I got to look at it a different way. I'm actually glad that, you know, I had something to do with that, and I always will be.
Right. Now, tell me about the making of the album.
The making of the album kind of went as the way we were feeling at the time. Like the first single off the album, Let's Get Naked, we didn't even have lyrics for that. You know what I'm saying? The only thing we had was the rap, because I was so excited. I came straight from Cali, you know, keep in mind. So I'm still anxious. I'm still hungry. I want to get it in, because that's what I do. You know, Dallas took me from there to come, you know, there, and that's what I did. So we actually had that single planned. You know, the track was already done. Dallas working on it, adding stuff here and there. We created that song in the house at Highland Place. You know what I mean? So, you know, then everybody kind of, you know, did their little 1-2 on it. You know, my other dudes started writing and stuff, and it came up, and we recorded that first single. We recorded that at LA's house, man. You know what I mean? And he was so happy then how we did it. You know what I mean? That we ended up doing like most of the album at his studio, the same house that Usher has. That used to be L.A. Reid's house. So L.A. was like, you know, come on in and let us, you know, y'all need to finish the album here. That's the vibe we had. But we recorded not all of it at the same spot. You know, we bounced around from here to there. We actually recorded a couple of songs at Bobby Brown's studio when he had his studio in Atlanta. So, you know, the songs just kind of came as they came, you know what I mean? And however we was feeling, you know, might take a couple of days off or whatever, you know, everybody in their own little world, and they just come back to the table, well, look, I got an idea for this one. So we kind of rode off each other's energy, you know, because most of that album is an R&B album if you want to just get technical with it. I only had like a couple of rap songs on there, so you know, just kind of rolled off like that. You know, it all worked out though. We actually we did something on the White Man Can't Jump in the Boomerang soundtrack as well. So, you know, all that kind of it fell into place, man.
All right.
It fell into place.
All right. You're listening to a special edition of The Time Machine on WUAG 103.FM. Right now, I'm interviewing Locc from the 90s group Highland Place Mobsters. Now, during the making of the album and you guys being with LaFace, did you guys also check out what Jermaine Dupri was doing with So Def?
Oh, yeah, for sure. We actually kind of, you know, we was all from the same little time frame, so we was always around each other, and then a little mishap popped off with two of the hottest people in the game right now. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep that on the low for right now. But that's what even made the kids ABC and Crisscross go at it like they went at it, because it was a mishap between two adults, and they put those kids in the line of fire, and they going back and forth with each other. You know, they're going back and forth with each other, and they didn't even really have a reason to do that. You know what I mean? That's when everything kind of went, well, okay, this is Dallas's camp and this is Jermaine Dupri's camp. You know what I'm talking about? So it is what it is. You know, you grow and you go through things, and people use other people to try to finish to fight their battles. You know, that was, you know, but you know, now it's a whole different episode, and you know, them same cats is chilling now. They chilling together. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's what it was. Everything was we was all around each other, man, and then things popped off. You know, that's just the game, though. That's how it's always gonna be.
It was kind of like, you know, when you're young, you're in the moment, but as you get older, you start to mature, and then some of the things you did when you were younger doesn't necessarily have the same effect when you get older.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's a slow process. It's better than no progress, and if you can't learn from your mistakes, then what's the point?
Now, tell me about when Boyz II Men came down and were working with Dallas on the Cooley High Harmony album.
Oh, okay. Actually, those cats they came they wasn't even signed yet. They came from Philly. You know, they Michael Bivens, you know, from New Edition, BBD. He was actually cool with Dallas, and that's who was the man behind the whole ABC project. He was the money man, you know what I'm saying? So